This week on the EvanEra podcast. Aliens are real.
That looks like a scene out of a horror movie.
What'd you do today? I lit Bill on fire.
Oh
Oh my god, any possum you see, run up on it like that.
He had blood on his head, or is that a hat?
That could go either way.
You guys will be like, we don't
Do
know what
tell.
that was. Where did that come from?
Megan has a feet finder.
No, I don't. Cut that.
The EvanEra podcast.
Gotta do it again, right now.
Welcome back to episode 4 of the EvanEra podcast. I'm Evan. This is Megan.
Hello.
Eric's off camera producing for us. So welcome back to episode 4 of the podcast. If you're new here, click that subscribe button. We do a new podcast every single week. This week we're talking about UFOs. Apparently aliens are real. I didn't know. I kind of suspected. How many of you guys out there believe that aliens exist? I know the U.S. government just had like a weird congressional hearing, and apparently aliens are real. Or at least UFOs are real, and non-human biologics. Not aliens, non-human biologics. We're piloting the craft. Okay?
Really?
Yeah.
I
So
didn't read too much on this, but
I have a clip that kind of is the highlights of the U.S. government congressional hearing on UFOs. There's some whistleblowers who came forward and are giving their testimony that these programs that they worked on at places like Area 51 and S4 or something like that. Anyway, without further ado, let's check out this clip.
Stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Ooh.
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Interesting, right?
yeah.
Non-human biologics.
And that's weird they're not talking about it.
Yeah, well, we're talking about like UAPs. Apparently they've rebranded UFOs to UAPs now.
Huh.
Unidentified aerial phenomena as opposed to unidentified flying objects. They're still UFOs to me.
Yeah.
Just saying. But what's your take on that?
That's just crazy.
Do you believe in aliens? Like prior
Yeah.
to seeing that, like have you like?
I mean, I hadn't thought about it, but I mean, to an extent, I didn't think that we were like the only thing.
it seems.
But I haven't done too much research on that, and that's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
I haven't seen too much of this.
Yeah, this is going around on social media, but it's probably not getting as much coverage as it deserves. People
Yeah.
don't seem to be as alarmed by it as one would expect. So there's a lot of memes going around that are just poking fun at, like, you know, governments like aliens are real,
Aliens
and then
are
people are like, yeah, we don't care. Let's continue.
And we did meet with one member of the flight crew who took the image. The image was of something that I am not able to attach to any human capability, either from the United States or from any of our adversaries. And they saw a sequence of 4 craft in a clear diamond formation for which there is a radar sequence that I alone have observed in the United States Congress.
Only him.
One of the pilots goes to check out that diamond formation and sees a large floating, what I can only describe as an orb. Again, like I said, not of any human capability that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm. So we're not like outwardly saying it's aliens. Just saying it's
Something.
something that we as human beings can't do. You know.
Huh.
Yeah.
What was it real? I saw this one video on TikTok of this guy with a video shooting out of a plane, and it was like what looked to be a UFO. But I
There's
don't
been
know if
a
that was
lot-
real or not.
A lot of those videos going around. It's hard to say if they're real or not, you know.
Huh.
You know, some of that could be some handy CGI work, you know. But I think some of those are real. I saw a video recently. I think it's a chick filming out of like a plane window, and something like flies by really
Yes.
quickly. But yeah.
Might have been the same video.
Yeah. Let's continue here.
When he approached, he said that his radar went down. He said that his FLIR system malfunctioned,
I don't
and
know
that
what
he
that
had
is.
to manually take this image from
I
one of
guess
the
it's like
lenses.
the
and it was not
photography system of the plane?
automated in collection, as you would typically see in a test mission.
Garash, as a result of your previous government work, have you met with people with direct knowledge or have direct knowledge yourself of non-human origin craft?
Yes, I personally interviewed those individuals.
So that's cool.
So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Flat
yeah,
out, yes.
pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Do you believe in? You obviously believe in aliens.
I mean, yeah, I think it would be foolish to not acknowledge that there must be some other kind of life
Something.
in the universe. I mean, it's so old. Even if there were a race of intelligent beings out there that are 100,000 years more advanced than we are, which
Yeah.
is like a tiny blip when you're talking about like the formation of the universe. It's billions of years.
Yeah.
Even if they're 100,000 years more advanced than us, I mean, to think where our technology will be in like even 1,000
Yeah.
years, like
That's
I think it's
scary.
entirely possible that they've unlocked how to travel through space and time, without the constraints that we have.
That's crazy to even think about.
Yeah, it's wild.
Mr. Garash, as a result of your previous government work, have you met with people with direct knowledge or have direct knowledge yourself about ATs, advanced technologies that the U.S. government has?
Based on conventional advanced tech, I was briefed to the preponderance of the Defense Department's both space and aerospace compartmented programs. Yeah.
And I don't want to cut you off, but
Yeah.
how does a program like that get funded?
I will give you generalities. I can get very specific in a closed session, but misappropriation of funds and
Does that mean
self-fund.
that there is money in the budget that is said to go to a program, but it doesn't, and it goes to something else?
Yes, I have specific knowledge of that. Yep.
So yeah,
It goes a little
basically.
deeper.
Yeah.
That's more than just cover-ups.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of been like folklore for years, right?
Yeah.
That there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
black funds that
Yeah.
like, the government, has all this money that they're spending like $2,000 for a hammer or like $6,000 for a toilet seat.
Yeah.
But really that money is like going to some,
Yeah.
Hide the aliens and the alien crafts.
Of course.
Well, I
yeah.
feel like it's never been talked about before.
Well, you're from Denver, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like
With-
urban legend around the Denver airport.
Yeah. I learned about that when I first moved there and the
Yeah.
tunnels and
Yeah.
The
Apparently there's
Illuminati
what are they
stuff.
called? Something like the HUB, huge underground bunkers or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
hubs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard of those. Yeah, that's it's apparently like they spent billions of dollars on renovating parts of the Denver airport for underground, and it was supposed to be like this hugely advanced baggage
Yeah.
selecting system, or
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it's just never been used ever. And
Really?
it's- yeah.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, no, it's completely abandoned. The public can't go to it. No employees can go to it, and like it goes for quite a bit underground, but nobody is allowed to use it.
And every time I go home, they're doing new renovations.
Yep.
Like there's
check
always
it out.
construction.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Naturally, yeah.
And there's like stuff with specific like artwork and
It
stuff.
seems like they're leaning into it because there's some very like suggestive artwork
Yeah.
in the Denver airport.
And there's that's what I've heard. And there's like certain things
Yeah.
you pick out.
It's
Yeah.
weird, huh?
It's crazy.
What are your all's thoughts? I'd like to hear you guys weigh in on the comments about what you think. Do you think aliens
aliens
are
real?
real? Are they here? Is it a Men in Black situation? They're living among us? What's going on?
Someone explain it.
I'm afraid.
Men in Black was a movie. Starred Will Smith
Oh my
and Tommy
gosh.
Lee Jones. It's
Let's
about
not get
aliens.
in that.
I mean, well, you said explain it, and I assume that's what you meant, since you know nothing
About
of
movies.
cinematic culture.
Oh my gosh, I do.
Have you ever had any weird paranormal experiences?
Not that-
Aliens, ghosts?
Not that I can think of.
None?
I mean, sometimes when I'm working at your house, there are some sketchy stuff that happen. And like when I, just noises or doors. And then you guys scare me even more because you guys will be like, we don't
Do
know what
tell.
that was. Where did that come from? And I'm like,
I mean, like you're downstairs and you'll hear like noise upstairs, but there's no one in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's happened when you guys have been down at the studio. And then I ask you and you're
Really
like,
weird.
oh, I don't know. And then you're like, oh, that just showed up. Or so you guys play into it. But I've never had any like, I
Never
can
like
think
seen
of.
a ghost.
No, or like anything at my house in Colorado. Or
Yeah.
Have you?
No, I've never seen a ghost in my entire life. I want to.
Like you would
Since-
go into an abandoned building. And
Oh, yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Oh.
Like I've gone on ghost hunts, like sanctioned events, like where you pay like a medium.
No.
Yeah, I've done the gambit, and no, I've never seen one. I've experienced weird things where you'll do like basically a séance, and you'll have like a recorder going, and then you'll play that back afterward, and you can hear like EVPs, like electronic voice phenomena. But that's really it, you know.
Have you done a Ouija board?
Oh yeah, for sure. Plenty of Ouija boards. Fans know about the Ouija boards. We've done some Ouija boards.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
Have you ever done a Ouija board?
No, never.
Oh, we got to do
I'm
it.
too scared. No.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
I think next podcast we should
Oh,
have a
no.
Ouija board.
Well, I
Eric, we
should
got a
not-
Ouija board
I should
handy
not
right now.
open
Let's
my
bring it out.
mouth.
Bring out the Ouija board.
No.
Yeah, so a weird paranormal experience that we actually had was we were in France, Paris, France, on tour, and we took a tour of the French playing card museum. So playing cards originated not in France, but in, I think, China. But there's a really cool French playing card museum that kind of documents the entire history of playing cards, and we got like an exclusive behind the scenes tour of the French playing card factory. It's really neat. The video exists on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but you can just search EvanEra French playing card museum and it should come up. So the weird story behind that is we arrived at the French playing card museum right as they were about to close. Say they close at 8 p.m., right? We arrived at 7:59 type.
You're those people.
It wasn't intentional. Like, I had emailed them multiple times trying to get in contact with them, but they speak a different language, so I think
Yeah.
there was a bit of a language barrier there. So we just showed up, and they were gracious enough to stay late and like give us a behind-the-scenes tour. While we're there waiting for the tour to start, we're rolling camera, just filming stuff kind of in the lobby and stuff.
Oh no.
And there's no one else in the building at this time except for us, as me, Eric, and Veronica, and the person behind the desk who was like checking people in, and then the guy in charge of the whole thing who kind of gave us the tour. So there's a total of like 5 people in the building, all 5 of whom are like in the same room with us, right?
Yeah.
And we don't hear anything at the time while we're standing there, but upon like reviewing the footage and watching it back, you can hear what sounds like an entire group of like school children, like in like the lower level, like as if like there's a whole group walking around, but there was no one there at the time. It wasn't until we watched this footage back that we were like, what is this? And it was really creepy.
So it sounded like kids like playing or laughing or talking?
Yeah, it sounded like kids talking and laughing.
It sounded like a whole group, like walking around laughing. Like it sounded like something you couldn't miss if you were there.
Yeah.
Like, cause you
And it was clear, like it was a clear
Yeah, no,
scene.
there's a lot of glass walls. It's a very open design. You know, you can see across the museum. Like it's not.
Yeah.
There's not hidden corridors and stuff like
No,
that.
there was no one else there.
And the sound was like very distinct.
Oh yeah, very distinctive. Yeah.
What? Did you ask about it? Or you didn't realize it till after?
We didn't
when you were
realize
editing
until
it?
we're back home in the U.S. editing this like a week or so later that we are watching the footage back and just had this like, whoa,
Did you
creeped
do
out
any
moment.
research on it? If it's haunted?
No, but it's very old, so I would assume it's haunted. You
Paris
know?
is built on top of catacombs.
Yeah.
Like the catacombs are made of bones from all the dead Parisians over hundreds of years ago.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Paris is built on top of a graveyard. So
Yeah, people go explore the catacombs of France.
Really?
Yeah.
100 miles and miles of.
Yeah. My dad
tunnels.
has explored the catacombs.
Really?
Yeah. It's very dangerous. Extremely
That's
dangerous.
crazy.
Yeah. Very cool, though.
Huh.
Yeah. So, you've never seen any ghosts?
Mm-mm.
You've never seen any UFOs?
No. Like me personally, I've
Yeah.
seen them on the internet.
Right,
no.
but you've never in person, like, seen one really?
No.
Yeah. I saw
Have you?
one when I was a kid. Yeah, I saw one UFO.
What?
Yeah.
You should actually mention that?
Yeah, it was just one of those weird things that you file away as like, okay, I don't know what that was.
Like it happened. But...
Yeah, what else am I going to do with this information?
Huh.
Yeah, I was probably 8 or 9
What
standing.
did it look like?
It was like a bright red light.
Really?
Yeah. And it moved very quickly across the sky. And like I was old enough to know it wasn't a plane.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like a helicopter or anything.
And it wasn't dark?
No, it was actually like, it was daytime. It was like probably 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And
Really?
Yeah. I was just standing out in my parents' backyard and saw this bright red light It was not the sun, okay? It's not the sun.
Because you live in the country.
It could have been that. Could have been the aliens were just bored and well, let's mess with this kid, you know. But yeah, I remember it distinctly. It was one of those experiences where I was totally weirded out and had no idea what it was, and I asked my parents about it, and they were like, I have no idea.
You know what did that?
Yeah. So I kind of just filed that away as one of those weird things that you don't know what to do with.
Have you seen anything?
Have you ever seen any aliens, Eric?
Seen
UFOs?
some strange lights, things you can't explain,
Yeah.
things you kind of shrug off.
Yeah.
You sure?
You know.
I had another experience. This was probably 10 years ago, maybe more. We were out in Trimble County, Kentucky, which is super kind of, rural area. I'll say that. And there's no light pollution out there.
Okay.
So you don't have like any light from the city. And me and 4 or 5 other people we're all like on a trampoline hanging out.
Okay.
And we're like looking up at the stars. And we had to be like dozens of, could have been satellites. If you've ever seen satellites in the night sky.
Mm-mm.
Could have been satellites. Could have been planes. But the volume of lights that we saw moving in the sky, just like tiny little dots, dozens. Yeah, and we were just watching them just tripping out, because you have to like stay in darkness long enough for your eyes to adjust and like refocus to the darkness, and then like every star in the sky pops. It was a very clear night, so it was just perfect conditions. Blew my mind. But that leads us to our next clip of weird things in the sky. This is one of the first videos I ever posted on YouTube. I think this was recorded back in 2012, so probably 11 years ago. Or no, this is recorded in 2008. So this is 15 years old, something like that.
You were in first grade.
Yeah.
I was 8.
You were 8 years old, Megan. And I'm riding in the car with my friend. This is another one of those ones where we didn't see it until afterward. So if you look up in the sky there's like a bright light with a like trail of smoke or vapor behind
Go
it.
back. Is that the moon?
No. And you can see there's like a trail behind it.
And it looks like it's moving.
It is moving.
That is so scary. That looks like a scene out of a horror movie.
Right? Yeah.
Like, why is it so dark? And then that's the moment.
I had it
comes
in
out.
night vision mode. Is why it looks that way.
But even when you pan to the road, like that looks like that's when the thing comes out of the sky and
Right.
kills you.
Right. But like neither one of us were
my
aware of it
gosh.
at the time. Like when we were filming that, I didn't see it,
Yeah.
he didn't see it. It wasn't until we watched it back. And apparently that was a fireball. That was a meteor actually streaking across the sky, like
Okay.
documented. And I just happened to catch it on
That's
film.
crazy.
So that was cool.
That's
yeah.
luck.
Yeah. Or so
That's
they say.
insane.
It was a meteor. I don't believe it. I think it was a UFO.
Who said that?
Look into it.
The government. So
You never know.
you never know. You never know. But we have a new segment. This is exciting. We have a new segment called Ain't My First Rodeo. We have some fun clips of rodeo and bull riding fails.
Really?
Have you ever watched any rodeo?
No, I've never been to the rodeo.
Rodeo's pretty cool. I've been to some rodeos in my day. I've never done bull riding, but I've seen quite a few fails.
Oh gosh.
Today we're looking at the best bull riding fails. Here we go. So first up here, we've got your standard bull riding launch. They get on top of the bull, like in this gate thing, and then they open it up. And this is where the ride should start, but you can see the rider has kind of fallen off. Oh! Whoopsie daisy. So what happened there was the rider was not on the bull, obviously, and the bull came free of the gate. And when it did, it decided to kick its back legs up, and it kicked the rider in the face.
Oh my gosh.
So for those of you listening to the podcast without the visual, you can find the visual on YouTube, but you can see the rider just, right in the
Did he
kisser.
break his neck?
I think he walked
just got knocked
He walked
out?
away. He's wearing a helmet, thankfully. So I think he's okay. It could have been a woman. It's hard to say.
I don't understand
Yeah.
the point. Like, you're supposed to try to stay on the bowl.
8 seconds.
8 seconds.
Yeah.
Most
That's it?
exciting 8
Yeah.
seconds of your life.
8 seconds. That's how you become a champion.
That's right. Yeah.
8 seconds.
Yep.
That seems quick. Not saying I could do it, but I'm just
Well,
saying, like,
it's the longest 8 seconds of your life, I think.
really?
You know, yeah.
So do they, like, train for this?
Oh, yeah. Extensively. Yeah.
Really?
This is people's whole career.
Do they do this at the fair? Or no?
I don't. The Kentucky State Fair, I don't think so.
Don't think so. Some fairs do, some county fairs and
Or
small.
what's the thing that's coming up with the trucks and the crashing? It's like super country.
Demolition Derby.
Talking about a county fair?
Yes,
Oh,
that.
yeah.
What is
The
that?
demolition. You don't know what a
I
demolition
thought that
derby?
was bull riding in a rodeo. Is it not?
No.
Oh, I thought that was a rodeo. I thought that was just a special name.
It's kind of a car rodeo.
Oh.
Demo derbies with cars. You just crash cars.
Oh.
Last car
Yeah.
standing wins.
Huh.
What do we got next?
We got the bull rider that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. This is a good
Yeah.
example. So he got knocked down.
Oh.
You see, up. Oh, there we go. Now, see, you can kind of just get caught up in there. You know?
Oh my gosh, it's so muddy.
Yeah, and then he just gets whoop right back
Okay,
into
that's
the
kind of
fray.
impressive though how he balances on there.
Right? Pretty
And
cool.
it looks like he broke a rib or something.
Probably a couple, but he, lived to fight another day.
That's
Get back on
crazy.
that bull.
Does not seem fun.
What's crazier than being a bull rider though is being a rodeo clown.
Absolutely.
What's
much
a rodeo
respect
clown?
For the rodeo clowns.
Well, when you see those bull riders, you saw the other guys in crazy get-ups kind of running around in the mud.
Yeah.
Their entire job is to make the bull charge them.
Yeah.
So they can let the rider escape.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll hide in a barrel. They'll jump in a barrel, not hide. They can't really hide. Or they'll just take the hit.
Yeah.
So most times there's at least 3 or 4 even.
It's kind of like the running of the bulls in Spain, but you know you're going to get hit.
Yeah, it's kind of your job to get hit.
So like all those people?
Yeah, everybody who's not on the bull that's inside is a
Yeah.
rodeo clown.
Yeah.
So they wear bright colors and everything.
Oh, here we go.
All of them, their whole job is to distract the bull.
And sometimes that happens.
He just flew into the crowd.
Yeah. And they didn't catch him.
No, they did not. No. He probably got an extra 20 for that.
Wait
night.
for it.
But yeah, that's their job. Distract the bull,
What
save
the-
the
what was
rider.
Wee!
That's his whole
Oh my
job.
god, wee!
And
What was he thinking jumping on its head?
distract and he did exactly what he was supposed to.
Yeah.
I don't understand. The whole South rodeo culture is so interesting to me.
That's cool, isn't it?
Like, I just
Snoop
as much as the wrestling and the...
It has
I
similar
can't believe
similar
either.
vibes, doesn't
Kind
it?
of similar, especially this next one. This is
Like,
Oh, this is like a man wrestling a bull.
best.
This
of
is just sheer power. Watch this.
and down he goes.
It's got like
Oh
a
my God, it
bull
looks
in
like
a
it's hurting
headlock.
it.
Look, he just totally subdued it. No, it's not her. It's like a
He's got power.
500-pound animal.
You saw what it did to those other people. See what he does.
So is he...
Bam!
what
He
is
just
he called
DDT'd
him?
it.
He's not a rodeo clown. No, he's
Oh.
just. This looks like a county fair, off the books sort of deal.
So is this another thing? Like bull riding, bull wrestling?
I'm
Yeah,
sure
sure.
it is in parts of Florida,
Yeah, Texas.
Texas.
Kentucky, probably.
I've not seen it here, but it could be.
But that's strength right there.
I mean, that's impressive.
That is.
You think
But
he
that's a
could do
dude
that?
who, maybe, probably.
Maybe not a bull, but like a small calf.
Yeah.
Where you get veal
I
from.
thought you were going to say a cat. I'm like, come on, Eric.
Like that's a
so
dude
bad.
who that guy will
2
protect you.
cats.
You know, feel like he could fight off any mugger. You know,
Yeah,
like you could feel safe with that dude. You know what I mean?
I guess.
That's a good partner. That's the
You guys
solid
are all about
boyfriend
feeling
material
safe.
for you.
That's a protector right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
His future
something like
father.
that. Oh, gosh.
Not already. So after that, you ready to go to the rodeo? That seems pretty fun.
Seems like something you just have to do once in your life. I
Yeah.
mean, not have to do it, go.
I wouldn't recommend doing it, but going to see the show, absolutely. Find the local rodeo in your town and check it out.
Let us know where it's at.
Yeah, if you've ever been to the rodeo, let me know. I'd like to know your rodeo experience. There's probably some rodeo riders in our audience, some kids who, they got that rodeo in their blood. They got that bull riding gene.
How do you get into that? Like, you live on a farm?
Yeah, probably. Parents raised bulls. Your dad's a bull rider,
I guess.
Yeah. Bloodlines. So our next segment, you guys know it, Breaking Kayfabe. So last week we introduced you to the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And the independent pro wrestling circuit.
Yeah.
And we have a couple more clips, not as long as last week's segment. We were going to pull some clips of me doing some wrestling, but we didn't get around to it, so probably next week you'll see some clips of me in the ring. I used to be a professional wrestler before the Magic days. So this is a segment where we highlight professional wrestlers, and sometimes matches don't always go according to plan. Sometimes things go wrong, and even though things are choreographed and coordinated, doesn't always go the way you planned. So this is called Breaking Kayfabe, which kind of speaks for itself. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what's about to happen. Breaking Kayfabe is when you break the secret veil of professional wrestling. This went exactly as it was supposed to go, but it's
That's what
just
you say with all of them.
Well, check it out. See, that was
Something snapped.
yeah, you can hear a pop. Yeah. I think that was his
And look at everyone clapping.
L4?
L4 vertebra.
L4, L5.
Um, snapping, maybe? I'm just guessing.
Oh,
But
It was a spine.
why are you smiling?
stuff like that just brings you joy. you know?
Literally, that lady in the back was like,
Yeah, I mean, that was good. That was entertaining, right?
no, I don't understand. I don't think I can get on the...
Can you get on board with the pro wrestling train?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, just the warehouse ones are just scary.
Yeah. You
Like, it's just
you
the
can tell there's a
most-
lack of medical attention on
Yeah,
standby.
it's the most out-of-pocket shit.
Yeah.
Like, stuff that you were just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Not as
Yeah.
professional, but you know.
Yeah.
But
I think
scary.
I think that's a cool example of like how a thing can go exactly to plan, but you didn't really like think it all the way through of like, I'm just gonna land both my knees right on your spine,
Yeah.
you know?
So he was supposed to do that?
Yeah. I don't think that was,
Why wouldn't he land
that was
on
not a
his
blown
butt?
spot. That went exactly the way it was supposed to go. Breaking kayfabe is generally like spots that don't go the way they're supposed to go. That one went as planned. It was just really gnarly.
It was just bad.
Yeah.
It was just dangerous
Yeah.
for
Everyone involved.
So Smiley talking about
Yeah. It's fun.
it's like it went
You know,
wrong.
that's when if you hurt other people, that's one thing, too, that's bad. It's also bad hurting yourself. Here's a guy coming off the top rope.
About this his whole life. That is not good.
Let's go with that again.
So one more time. Top rope. He's doing a somersault
Oh,
and lands right on his head.
that is literally...
So if you're listening, there's
Ooh.
a wrestling clip, guys, up on the
And
top
not him
rope.
dragging him around after.
Yeah.
What is wrong with people?
Well, that's
I
part of...
understand staying in character, but come on.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You gotta stay in character. You know?
And,
Yeah.
give the audience what they want.
That reminds me of my gymnastics days.
That
Yeah.
does.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of times.
Did you
where
ever
I
see
flipped
anybody
onto my
land on
neck.
there? Oh, really?
Yeah, I one time flipped onto my neck. That was fine. But yeah, it happens all the time, but nothing that bad. I don't think I ever folded like that.
Maybe we need to have a gymnastics fails segment. Just
That would be
for-
good. Yeah.
Just for you.
Oh,
You can walk us
gosh.
through what went wrong.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Ugh, those are the worst.
I feel like I landed on my neck doing gymnastics. I just slept wrong last night. And at 37, apparently, if you just
Yeah.
sleep wrong,
Now that you're
day's
37.
ruined. Yeah, I was just had a birthday. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Thanks for bringing it up. It's very cool.
No, she said it in a way that sounds totally young.
Yeah, I did. Now that you're 37.
Thanks to all of you guys for the birthday wishes, by the way. I appreciate all the love.
It's
It was a
officially
great
old
birthday.
Man.
3 years from being old still, I think. Right? 40s,
I thought it was
40s
50.
old.
Yeah.
I feel like 30. I feel like 50 is the new 30, you know? 30 used to be like old, like when we were growing up.
Yeah.
But now I
It
feel like
is
50 is old.
old.
It's not. It's not.
Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are pushing.
You were born after Y2K, okay?
So strange.
I can't say anything. Do you even know what Y2K was?
Yes?
Yes?
No? I don't know. I've heard of it, but I only know you guys are gonna get mad.
Do you know what it is?
I only see it because there's like Y2K fashion now. So people would dress up in Y2K.
But you don't know what the Y2K scare was?
No, I don't
Really?
think
What
so.
Y2K stands for?
Young knuckle.
What?
Young.
The young to knuckle scare. Yeah.
Young.
Young to knuckle.
Wait,
You got it.
Y2K? No, I have no
Y2K.
idea.
That'd be the year 2000.
Oh,
The
well, I
year
was
you were born.
just born.
I know.
So what happened?
Well, in the year 1999, everyone thought that when the clock turned over to the year 2000, that all the computers would think it was the year 1900, because a lot of the
Oh.
code was just in like the last two digits, like 99. And when it clocked over to the year 2000, everyone thought like the whole financial system would collapse and
Really?
the power grid would go out and there would just be chaos in the streets. Turns out none of it happened.
I did not
And
know
everything
that.
was fine. Yeah. Happened. You were born in when, October?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened about 10 months before you were born, so you wouldn't know.
And-
It's all good.
You don't know our struggles.
Yeah, you
Oh
don't
my
know.
God.
You know what I've seen, Lou. So, our next clip, Breaking Kayfabe. Do we have any more Breaking Kayfabe
We
clips?
do.
We got one more.
Oh, we got
Two more. All right.
We got one that's a professional
Okay.
fail, and then one that's just a amateur gnarly.
Let's go professional first.
Professional first.
Is
Okay.
amateur's gonna be worse?
Probably.
Gnarly means soft and sweet. These are the guys we showed you before.
Oh, okay. Woo. Bam. So this is Mick Foley, dude from the Hell in a Cell match from last week, who fought the Undertaker. He got thrown off the top of the cage thing through the announcer's table. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
This is versus, I think, the Big Show in a
That doesn't look too bad. Is that
Buried
concrete?
alive.
grave match. It's ground, I think. It's grass,
Soil,
like
yeah.
soil with
Okay,
with,
that
like-
looks like kind of staged.
grass on
That's
top.
not as bad.
Well, he's supposed to go in the hole.
Yeah, he's supposed to go straight into the
Oh.
hole.
It's not built to be landed on.
Yeah, the idea was that he got tossed straight into the grave, which had padding in the bottom of it, but he didn't go far enough, and he just, bam, hits the ground next to it, and then into the hole. So that's why it's on Breaking Kayfabe, because it was a blown spot, but it's really hardcore the way that he took that. That's spill.
Every man over 40 is cringing right now. I'm just saying. Or 30.
Yeah,
is
that'll.
cringing
Whew,
at that hip hit.
that hip is rough.
God, you guys really are getting old.
How dare you?
Complaining
Oh, because
about.
that makes us cringe. How about a little something
Oh no.
for you?
We'll step it up here a little notch
Okay,
for
you
you.
want to go?
Oh gosh, I forgot what this was.
Yeah.
Really?
This made me
What?
cringe.
Look close.
Am I gonna throw up?
I make no guarantees.
Oh no.
Okay, so you can see here, that's got like a bed of nails.
Turns it around.
No.
Oh my gosh. I was
Oh my
seriously shocked by
God.
this clip the first time I saw it. So this is from a Japanese promotion, I think. That was really cool.
No.
Does he have blood on his head, or is that a hat?
Could go either way. It's a hat.
But either way, it would have been bad. It was supposed to go into the other guy.
Yeah, well, the idea
Oh my
was
God, he's gushing
if you're
blood.
listening and not watching, he has like a bed of nails, like laying on one of the guys.
Chest.
Yeah, on his chest, and the other guy's on the top rope. And when the guy from the top rope jumps, the guy who's laying down flips the bed of nails over so that it's facing up, so that the guy jumping onto it lands on the bed of nails. Pretty smart thinking on.
Oh, I feel like that,
That
would be
guy's
better
smart.
than taking it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, obviously,
Landing on a nail as opposed to having one driven.
yeah,
So that was planned. Like, let
yeah.
me just
That's a
jump.
planned spot, but
It's just like your coach who jumped onto the what was that? The barbed wire.
yeah, web of barbed wire.
Sometimes you just got to do the gnarly stuff.
Yeah,
No, or sometimes you just stay inside.
you just chill and you don't do that.
Sometimes you just stay inside. And you
and
do-
not like let's
do
not
things.
jump off onto nails.
There's also a good chance these were all done before smartphones.
Yeah,
Oh, these are ancient.
No,
not necessarily.
they were done
no.
before smartphones.
Which was when?
A mere
20 years
15
ago.
years ago, 16, 17 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe 15.
I feel like you don't see stuff like that really nowadays.
Oh,
Unless
Oh,
I.
yeah, you do.
If you know
Oh,
where
you
to look.
do?
You know where to
You know
find
where to
it.
look.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
All right, we'll make sure your algorithm gets flooded
Oh
with all this
gosh.
type of
I know now we're talking about it.
Our next segment is Stuntman Got Work. So this is a segment where we like to highlight the work of the brave men and women of the stunt community of Hollywood. There is currently a SAG-AFTRA strike going on, and as a former SAG member, my dues are in arrears. It is what it is. I'll be back in sometime soon. I just want to say I still stand with all the actors and writers, and we do want to highlight the brave stunt performers regardless of the strike. And I don't think they have a union. I don't think there's a stunt workers union. So
They are standing with the...
Yeah, they're standing with the actors and writers, and we have a cool clip of that.
This is the stuntman for Harrison Ford.
Yeah, Harrison Ford, star of hit films like Star Wars and Indiana Jones,
Air Force One.
I've never
stuff
seen
like
Star
that.
Wars.
He has a stunt double who came to the SAG rally where they're protesting outside of Universal and other studios. This is a stunt performer who does a full body burn and lights himself on fire in protest. So for something like this, the actor wears certain clothing to protect him, and he'll also wear 2 different types of jelly.
Jelly?
Yeah, 2 different types of gel, like on the body. One is a protective gel that goes on the clothes and the skin to protect you from getting burned, and the other is a burn gel that is set on fire and then extinguished once the stunt is over. So yeah, pretty cool that the stunt performers, despite not being in the union themselves, which I think is something that needs to be addressed too. I think there should be protection for them with the amount of work that they do to make a film great. I feel like they should be entitled to some compensation as well, which I think they're all independent.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. They have to carry their own insurance. Sometimes bigger budget productions will insure, but they'll insure the actor for their stunts.
Yeah.
Maybe not entirely the stuntmen themselves.
Yeah. So.
Do most big actors stick with the same
Stunt person? I think a lot do. Like
Keep
once
the
you
same
find
ones.
somebody who looks really similar to you, and does good stunt work, I think you kind of stick with them. I think Dwayne Johnson's cousin is his stunt person.
Really?
Yeah.
One of the only people that can match him in size and shape and everything, because they look pretty much identical.
Yeah. That's
Pretty cool.
interesting.
Yeah. We have another clip of Stuntman got work. This one is another. Is this another burn?
We have another burn. Yep. This is on set.
So this is on set of a film. Not sure which one. It's just a cool shot of a stuntman doing a full body burn.
Is that a production guy who's lighting him on fire?
Yep. That's just somebody's job.
His whole face?
What'd you do today? I lit Bill on fire. And that's generally the cue to go ahead and put him out.
Yeah, there must be a cue in the scene
for him to fall
and burn for a while, because that's usually the universal.
Does that hurt at all? Oh no, he put a thumbs up.
No,
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Because being burned hurts.
Yeah, I think probably the most painful death, probably. Yeah. Pretty crazy that's someone's job, though, Anytime you see somebody just lit on fire.
So how much will they get paid to do stuff like this?
It varies, depends on what the project is, but probably a couple $1,000s, the minimum.
At least,
Yeah.
Probably blanket, set amount for the production.
Whatever stunts you're doing in the film.
Yeah.
So that probably wasn't the only thing that stunt person did for the movie. So it could be a solid paycheck.
Yeah. After lunch, you got thrown out a window.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then it's not always getting lit on fire. Sometimes it's a fight scene. Sometimes it's a car scene where you're doing like a chase scene. Somebody gets hit by a car, something like that. Anytime you see somebody get hit by a car in a movie, it's a stunt person, and it's not the real actor. They actually train for it using something like this. So this is like a side-by-side or something, the equivalent that they have outfitted with some pads on the front. And it's just to mimic what it's like to get hit by a car.
But in the movies and actually filming, they'll get hit?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's learning how to take the role in long sleeves, long pants, luckily, so he can hide knee pads, elbow pads, maybe some spinal protection.
Oof.
Pretty cool. Would you ever want to do any stunt work?
No.
No?
No. I don't think it's for me. I'm too much of a crybaby. looks painful. Would you?
No, I really wanted to be like a stunt coordinator when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
Because I always just loved stunt work in movies. But there was really not a whole lot of outlets in Louisville, Kentucky to go into the entertainment business like that. That's when I found YouTube.
Kind of what drove us to find weird, obscure stuff like the Jackie Chan stunt school, my stunts videos, and
Yes. Do we have those clips?
Yep, we do.
We do. All right, so we pulled these clips. This is Jackie Chan, who is the stunt master, the legend in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The original. Not really the original. He kind of took from a lot of people who came before him, but really the master of stunts in movies, modern movies. Jackie Chan is the man. This is a clip from one of his documentary projects called My Stunts that kind of just cataloged all of his stunts in movies and how he pulled them off. And it also showcases his stunt team. He has like a whole team of guys that he has handpicked who are the best of the best, cream of the crop stunt people that he entrusts to give the best performance on screen. So this is a clip of them doing a little stunt demonstration where they're competing to the first person who can like get this prize that's hanging in the ceiling of this warehouse, and there's just a couple stunt spots in this that just kind of showcase how fearless these guys are with the falls that they're taking. The one clip is a guy falling off of I would say probably 25 to 30 foot drop, and he hits multiple roofs on the way down. And it's really intense. So let's check this out. This is from Jackie Chan's My Stunts.
Oh my gosh.
1, 2, 3. Oh, that last one's rough. Right onto the concrete, you know?
That first one looked terrible. Looked like he had his face on it.
Bam.
Oh.
That whiplash momentum on that last roof.
Oh, his face.
Where it carries you over like right. Ugh! He landed perfectly flat though. And as a former professional wrestler, that is key in not getting hurt when you fall, is dispersing your weight as much as you can, like across as much of your body as possible. So, you know, if you're landing like with just one leg out, you're probably going to break your leg.
Ooh.
But if you spread the impact out across your entire body, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
Or better.
Oh.
better than you would be.
This other clip is from the same segment, but in this one, there's a guy falling onto a table. Yeah. And also, they'll use powder and stuff to heighten the drama, you know? Bam.
No wires.
Yeah, that's a rough one, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's quite a fall.
That's really high up.
Yeah, it's solid 30 feet probably.
But little things like he hangs for a second, and that gives him a couple extra feet as opposed to just rolling flat off. You know?
And the table's really breaking your fall there. You know?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's doing some.
My head hurts from watching that.
That's fine.
He's
Just because
alive.
there's pads doesn't necessarily mean you'll land well.
That's true.
Some people like to practice and put on pads and they don't know how to land.
Yep.
And so
Stuff happens.
Oh no.
So this is not really a stunt, so to speak. It's kind of a gymnastics fail, I think.
Oh! Not the little kid.
That's a
Were
rough
that
one.
the mats
That's
or
a
his
bad day.
bones?
I don't really know. I'll let you guys be the judge.
The kid said, "Holy shit! Holy shit!"
Ooh, so if you're listening in on this
Oh.
podcast, there's a young man who is doing a somersault off of a balcony
Balcony.
onto gym mats.
Some cheap, very thin mats.
Some cheap, thin gym mats that are not laid out far enough So he attempts to do like a full front flip and land on his feet.
Probably broke his nose.
But he over rotates and just lands right on his face on the gym floor, completely missing the mats, which...
He just takes a little nap.
Yeah, and he went to sleep after that.
Oof.
I have over rotated doing a front flip like that before on a trampoline and just landed like right on the bar of the trampoline, like with the chest and the ribs. Whew! It's rough. I didn't hit my face, thankfully.
Oh.
But it was one of those moments as a kid where you're instantly just like, get my mom. Get my mom.
It's either get them or please don't get them.
Please don't.
You can either
Please
get
don't.
so hurt, yeah. Just where some other kid's like, I'm going to go get them. And you're like, no. And you can't stop them.
Just let me die here.
Is that a boy thing, though? Is that like growing up, like as a young rascal? Like if you've gotten hurt, would you have run home and like been like, I'm done, and run home to tell your parents?
Oh, 100%. I think that's a boy thing because it's a pride thing, I would assume.
Yeah,
like,
a
you
little
don't
bit.
want to, like, as a boy, you don't want to be crying and show your emotions.
It's true.
Ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would definitely go home and cry and tell my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get my mom.
Well, you're also afraid of possums, so...
Oh, my gosh. That is normal.
I don't think it is.
Somewhat
Although,
normal.
my friend watched last week's podcast and is also terrified of possums.
Really?
And was like, I can't believe you didn't mention that I'm scared of possums. So my friend Travis has had a lifelong fear of possums as well. He's disgusted by them just the way you are.
Oh, my gosh.
So you're not the only
So
one.
I'm not the only one.
You're not the only one.
There's probably more out there.
There probably is.
Another possum.
We have a little possum clip for you. This one just got served to me by the internet, by TikTok. Follow me on TikTok if you don't already. I'm on the talk. Got like 2 million followers on there. This is just a fun clip where a guy just walks out of his house. Doesn't even have shoes on. What's that? Oh, it's a possum playing possum. And just picks it right up by the tail. Isn't that cool?
Is it hissing?
No, it's playing possum.
What is that?
So playing possum is like possums will pretend to be dead because they don't really have any natural defense mechanism other than that. They'll just pretend to be dead. See, it just lays there and pretends like it's dead.
Oh, I thought it was hissing. That is so fucking disgusting. The teeth. Ew, why do they do that?
Well, I've heard it's an anxiety thing that they actually get.
It's
so
a defense
worked up.
mechanism.
Possums have
it's-
anxiety?
Yeah.
Well, like
The same way they
that's part
give
of
you
the thing.
anxiety, they themselves have anxiety. Isn't that an interesting little
Oh, how
twist
sweet.
on the end? The interesting thing about this clip is twofold.
But, like, look at how country. That is, like, a farm.
Yeah.
And then look at its butt. Ew, it's so dirty. It's
I'd be more worried about
disgusting.
where he's taking it. He
Look.
seemed really excited.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is that you can just pick them up by the tail anytime you want.
So if you, like, walk up to a possum,
Yep.
they'll do that weird thing with
Any
its mouth.
possum you see, run up on it like that, and it will pretend to be dead. And then you can just grab it by the tail.
Yeah, I don't
Try
think
it.
I'll run up on.
Try it today.
Oh, gosh,
Okay.
no.
So, top 5. Last week, we did top 5 greatest athletes of all time. And that's a really tough
It is.
top 5. It is a very difficult one to come up with, I feel like.
It's a big discussion.
Yeah, there's so many choices. This next one, this one is almost equally, if not more controversial than best athlete of all time. Okay, you ready for this?
Oh, gosh.
This week's top 5. I need your opinion as well. You watching at home. Top 5 greatest rappers of all time. So there's a highly debated subject.
Yeah.
We got
I was
multi-generational
going to say, I feel like this depends
people
on
on the
generation.
podcast here. Megan, bit new school with her hip-hop choices. I'm a bit old school, growing up in the 90s era and early 2000s era of rap music. I'm a bit of a purist. And when it comes to the top 5, I have a Mount Rushmore of rap that I think most people could not argue, okay? So I'm interested to hear your top 5 first. Eric, you have a top 5? You don't really listen to much hip-hop or rap.
I mean, I could make a from an outsider's perspective, kind of top 5 of who's been influential.
Probably our
Probably be
oldest.
similar to what mine is, I would guess. So let's hear your top 5, Megan.
My top 5.
Starting at number 5.
Oh, number 5.
We'll work our way up to number 1.
Drake.
At number 5,
Drake.
we got Drake.
Oh,
Okay.
but it's so hard because I want to go off like who I like.
Don't really go off of who you like. It's more of a top 5, like who are the greatest of all time. We're ranking goats here.
Okay, I think Drake's up there.
Okay.
I think
Can't argue that. Drizzy.
J. Cole.
J. Cole. Okay. Good rapper. Very good rapper.
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. Number
Do
3.
you know who that is?
Lil Baby above Drake.
No. This is not. Okay, in my top 5 in order.
Yeah, it has to be in order.
Okay, from the top. Number 1,
Okay.
I think would be Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. All right.
Number 2 would be Lil Wayne. Number
Okay.
3 would be Drake. J. Cole. Lil Baby.
Okay. All right. What do you guys think of that top
But
5?
I only listen to like a little bit of rap. I don't listen to
Okay.
too much rap.
All right. All right.
What
all
do you
right.
listen to? I assume you listen to nothing but rap. And Taylor Swift.
Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande. I mean, I listen to some rap, but like those are really the rap people I listen to. I don't listen to like too much.
Top 5 rappers of all time. Number 1 spot, Tupac. Okay.
Got something to say, Megan?
No.
You look like you got something to say.
Tupac
No.
Shakur was the greatest rap artist of the 90s, if not ever. And the majority of rappers today have been heavily influenced by his music. I think anyone would agree Tupac belongs in anyone's top 3, at least. So it's my number 1 because I grew up listening to a lot of his music. Number 2 on my list, controversial one, Eminem. Sold more records than anyone else,
That's a good one.
and you can't really argue with success. Can't argue with numbers. So,
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Number 3 on my list, Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have Lil Wayne at number 3 as well?
Or I had him number 2.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Can't argue
He's
that.
up there.
I got another one from your list as well at number 4, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Number 5,
Who's it gonna
it's
be?
tough. It's tough because there's so many names that you could include in this top 5 of people who were really influential and kind of shaping rap. Biggie, Smalls, Ice Cube, KRS-One. There's a long list of early influential people. Anyone from Wu-Tang.
Number 5.
Number 5, it's tough because you've got like some really obvious ones in those top 4. Number 5, it's a lot of people that could take that spot because I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with like overall global impact. I'm gonna say Drake. Yeah. At number 5.
I was wondering if you're gonna have anyone
Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Those were all modern artists.
Yeah,
Well,
Drake
I
has
just
probably
meant
made
like
the most
more.
impact. You could also say Kendrick Lamar. You could say,
Oh, Kendrick's
Um,
good too. Oh,
yeah.
there's so many.
yeah. There's a lot of great rappers. I don't want to understate that there's been some really
You
good
could
rappers.
easily push it to 10.
Oh, yeah, easy top
Oh
10.
yeah.
For sure.
Oh, Future.
Future's great.
Oh.
I'd say like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
Absolutely. Snoop is
Yeah.
in the conversation as well.
The top 5 is hard.
It's really
That's
difficult.
a good list though.
So I'm interested to hear what your all's top 5 is. What are your top 5 greatest rappers of all time? Not your favorites.
I know it's hard
Okay.
not to be biased.
What are your top 5 favorites? I know Lil Baby's in
Ooh,
there.
Yeah, Lil Baby, Drake. J. Cole's in there.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar, Future.
All right.
There's so many.
Eric, you have a top 5 rappers?
What's that? I
Can you
listen.
even-
Eric doesn't listen to a whole lot of rap music.
Name
I like
one
the
rap
hips and the
song.
hops.
Like, what's your top 5 like greatest of all time?
Oh, greatest of all time.
Yeah, top 5 goats. Mount Rushmore of rap.
Tupac,
Yep.
Biggie, that's Notorious B.I.G. to the uninitiated, Megan. Honestly, Eminem, 3. Actual rap. See, I don't know, like, my personal bias comes in, like, I like lyricism of, like, Andre 3000 and, like, Common, you know, like, guys like that who are not, you know, they've had commercial success, but they're not, like, they wouldn't be on a Rushmore, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Andre 3000 is?
No, or what did you just
You
say?
know what Outkast is, right?
No.
The group Outkast? Big
Hey,
boy?
y'all.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
All right.
That was a punch. That was a punch to the gut. That was
Well, I'm sorry,
You got 2
y'all.
more?
2 more, I guess.
Top 5.
Dre.
Yeah, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Number 5.
For I guess maybe Kendrick, just for lyrical, and you know I like it when it has a message. Like, you know, like, I don't know. I guess I should throw Lil Wayne in there because he doesn't. Everything's off the top of his head. I respect that.
Yeah.
That he has to
Very
go back
impressive.
and listen to his own work and take notes because
Yeah.
he doesn't take notes beforehand. Like, he
Yeah.
has to listen to his freestyle and remember them. I admire that type of actual musicianship because I hated Post Malone for the longest time until I saw him actually like play a guitar and do something acoustic. Like, you have to kind of earn my respect as far as music comes.
That's
My
why you
top
weren't
5
born in
personal
my-
preference rappers currently, and this list changes frequently. I'd say Russ is definitely in that list.
Oh yeah.
Great independent artist. If you've never heard Russ's music before, check it out. Chance the Rapper. It's definitely in that
Chance is
list
good.
for me. Personal preferences, Kendrick, J. Cole, and who rounds out like my current top 5? Tell you one artist who had one really good song was Prof. If you haven't heard any of his stuff, white rapper, older guy, putting out some really good stuff though. He's got a song called Squad Goals that I really like. It's a great song. But yeah, that is our weekly top 5 segment. Let us know your top 5 rappers in the comments down below. I'm interested to see if your top 5 is different than my top 5.
I know.
Yeah.
It's going to be an argument.
Yeah, it definitely will be. So we've made some fun shorts here recently, some fun little
Yes.
reels and stuff. You took a shot of hot sauce
I know.
last week.
I was losing. I think I lost all last week. I used to be good. I'm getting old.
There was a time where you came in and like cleaned house.
Dominated.
Yeah.
I know. And
Yeah.
now that I'm getting older,
Yeah.
I'm
all
getting
your,
whooped.
your young energy is like worn off.
I know, because Ava, it's the young generation.
She dominated.
Ava beat me.
Hmm.
So that's what you guys feel like with me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Really? That's a terrible
Yeah, you know,
Ugh.
it's just part of life. You know, if you're lucky, you get old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we all have to look forward to. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Megan, thank you for sitting in with us
Yeah,
again.
thank you.
Eric, thanks for producing. Guys, thank you for watching. This was episode 4 of the EvanEra podcast, and we'll be back next week with episode 5. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, and whatever platform you're watching on, be sure to follow us on there, or listening, because, yeah, podcasts. You know, it's
Follow
all
us, find
audio.
us.
It's all audio. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Threads,
TikTok.
YouTube, TikTok, all the platforms. We're on all of them. So thank you guys once again, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
We're not on OnlyFans.
Oh.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yet.
Megan has a feet finder.
No, I don't. Cut that.
Tired of the same old boring magic tricks? Sick of complicated illusions that just leave you feeling frustrated? Well, get ready to say goodbye to disappointing audience reaction. Try EvanEraTV.com. Amazing magic tricks that are super easy to do. No more fumbling with complicated tricks. Now you look like a pro with no practice at all. From beginner to expert, EvanEraTV.com has all your magic needs. A huge selection of over 100 different illusions. Mystify, confuse, and amaze your friends. You'll be getting the audience reactions you deserve in no time. There you go. Eat up, little buddy. Nothing tastes sweeter than a job well done. But wait, there's more. Get a free live rabbit with every order.
That's not true.
But wait, there's more! A huge selection of funny pranks to pull on your friends and family. But wait, there's more! Evan Era merch, Laugh at Life gear, shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. But wait, there's more! Our selection of magic stuffed animals. Head over to EvanEraTV.com now while supplies last.